My life changed the day Dan Severn fought in the UFC. I was 17 years old and a junior in high school, and I had no idea that wrestling made me a dangerous guy. And my friends did not treat me as though because you're the better wrestler than all of us that you're the leader of the pack. It was Dan Severn going out and showing that wrestling is useful in a fight that got all us other wrestlers to open our eyes and go, oh, really? I didn't know that. We all assumed karate was, or we assumed that boxing was. My father told me himself. My father told me how important martial arts was, but that nothing beats boxing. And my dad was a wrestler, and I've been wrestling 8 or 9 years. And he told me, I'm sorry I had to get you into wrestling. I got you into boxing, but we couldn't find a boxing gym. So I grew up believing that the boxer beat up the wrestler. And Dan Severn is the one that changed everybody's mind on that.
Yeah.
And I hear what your point is on the art. I'm going to stand by the fact that the reason this works is conflict versus conflict resolution. I would prove my point by saying you could watch it on mute with a party full of people. The announcers don't matter. And I will share that people are going to leave awfully upset if you have a draw. You must have resolution. Whatever these two boys are fighting for. But there's got to be a winner and there's got to be a loser.
Then it becomes WWE.
Well, every 15 minutes, it's what it is. Every 15 minutes, somebody wins and they bring out the new guy.
See, Brittany, how would you feel if your son decided to follow dad's footsteps and join in MMA?
I would expect it. I mean, we know everything there needs to know about it, but I would also expect him to have about 18 other jobs. You're not just going to practice and coming home. You're not doing that. That's
you're not
ridiculous.
getting away with that at our house.
No, you better have backup plan after backup plan after backup plan.
Well, there's no such thing, and I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm trying to add to your thought, but there's no such thing as a full-time fighter.
No.
That's a code for a lazy man.
No.
You don't get to go to practice 2 times a day and act like you've somehow contributed to the world.
Yes. A man does not just have one job. And practice, it takes 2 hours a day.
Yeah. Well, not to mention it's a game. It's practice.
Yes. I would be fine with it, but he knows that he should have other jobs. If he thinks he's going to go to training camp and leave his family, no, you're not doing that.
Yeah,
That's
training camp is just a code
ridiculous.
for I got a mistress in another town.
You want to get a break
training
from your
camp.
wife.
What a bunch of dorks. This
really
came from
is.
the boxing world. Now, why anybody on earth would try to copy things from the boxing world? I mean, you'll never bet a bigger bunch of dum-dums than boxers, but they were so quick in MMA. The word training camp finally came, and trainers, and the whole thing got really weird. But there's no such thing as a training camp. Anybody that tells his old lady that, it means you and the kids are driving me nuts, and I got a sidey a few towns down. See you in 3 months. Nobody has ever gone to a training camp in their life.
Basically, it's ridiculous.
What would you do?
So stupid.
What would you do at training camp?
It's basically Chopan.
It's so dumb.
So Gegard Mousasi was right.
Did Gegard out
Did you
this?
say that?
Gegard's a tough son of a bitch.
So Gegard was on our show, and we talked. Do you
Armenian?
know? Yes. So
Proud Armenian. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah. You know what? You got to watch that episode. Do you know what Gegard's camp consisted of? So he was like, "So who am I fighting?" Well, it's you're fighting this wrestler. All right, cool. He'll get on the phone. He'll call one of his buddies who's a wrestler. He goes, "Hey, what are you doing Friday?" "Nothing. Do you want to just wrestle for a couple hours and then I'll go home and have mom's
Dolma."
No,
that's what he had. He had no official training camp. Zero. And we were like, "And you became a Bellator champion?" He goes, "Yeah. You don't really need a camp. You just got to show up." And
you don't need a camp. My God, how many men are out there, farmers? I mean, doing multiple things. It's like they're babies. Professional athletes are babies. Fighters are babies.
They should be
live
embarrassed.
a child's game. They get paid millions of dollars, and they're babies.
They should be embarrassed to say this is what I do for a living and act like that's it.
So okay, Chael's got a fight coming up, for example.
Yeah.
What was you didn't have a training camp?
Well, we went to practice every single day. I never missed practice.
But how many hours?
Well, the morning would be about an hour and 15 minutes. That's with warm up and everything. But an hour and about 45 minutes really hard. And then the afternoon, you'd be there for 2 hours, but you probably train for about an hour and 40 minutes. Then you get the cool down, the visit with the guys, maybe, some 20 minutes in the sauna. But they were really intense and they were really hard. And there was times in the middle of the day where you would have a recovery phase. But, I had teammates that hadn't made it up the card yet. They didn't have that kind of pay structure. They did the same work that I did. They were there at 6 a.m. They were leaving the gym at 9 p.m. And they were building houses in between, or they were painting houses in between, or whatever their profession used to be. So, that's another thing that these lazy MMA guys have sold themselves on, that I must recover. I've got to go home and take a nap. Like you're a child. I go home and nap in the middle of the day. If I ever took a nap in the middle of the day, I would never tell anybody ever.
You would have to hide.
Oh, I couldn't even imagine being a grown man. I said, I took a nap in the middle of the day to recover from my evening training.
So truly, like other men, like do you nap in the middle of the day? Like, what are you doing?
You must understand.
I nap twice a day, actually.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Before or after your warm milk?
What if somebody called?
Well, I just told everybody.
Would you say I'm napping? Oh my God! If my son ever grabbed and told somebody Dad's in bed,
but
he's got an auto text that says, "Just had my warm milk. I'll call you in an hour."
But in a lot of countries like Japan, Iran, certain countries, even Europe, a lot of European countries, they have an hour, 2 hours for nap time. Everybody, businesses are closed.
Bro,
I'm not kidding you.
I'm not going to say what
in Japan, doctors' offices, right, in healthcare especially, they've got a sleep room. After lunch, you got to go take an hour nap, and then you come back and you continue your work.
Oh, knock it off! Look how many things you could get
but what's
done
a work
in
day?
that time.
Is it an 8-hour workday in Japan?
No way.
That would surprise me.
You think it's more or
less?
Less?
I think so.
How are they so efficient if it's less?
Less than 8 hours, and they take a nap?
I don't think it's less than 8 hours.
So what are they working from then? From
Remember
what time
in
to what
Iran?
time?
I mean, your parents are from Iran. Everybody had nap time in Iran.
I don't remember.
You're not from Iran.
I was having naps.
Ask your dad. Go home. Ask your dad. Dad, didn't you come home from work, had your lunch, had your tea, and then you have to take a nap and go back to work?
I got to ask my dad this question now.
That's how it was in Iran. Yeah,
sure.
If you enjoyed this short clip, go ahead and click here to watch the full episode, and make sure to click here to subscribe to our channel to watch all other episodes of the WiseNuts podcast.